Well, hello there, everyone. Good day. It is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. Great to be with you. It is our episode 6, which means tomorrow is the last episode of this master topic. But don't be sad because on Saturday we'll have a brand new master topic. Great to have you here. If this is your very first time here, I want to take the opportunity to say thank you. And of course, I want to say those words welcome to you personally. If you've been here before 1, 5, 10, 20, 100, or maybe even more times, I want to take this opportunity to say not only thank you and welcome, but I want to say the words welcome back. Yes, welcome back. And ladies and gentlemen, with today being Thursday, I'm not sure if you guys know this, but on Sundays and Thursdays, we do something a little special here at the Inspirations for Your Life show. What is that? Well, if you haven't been here before, I'm going to reveal exactly what that is. We do a community spotlight, and we usually pick a local family owned business that we are going to spotlight for a couple of reasons. So today's community spotlight, today, Thursday, July 9, 2026, we're going to go ahead and feature a local business. And I'll tell you who that is in just a second. But again, you're probably wondering, why do we do this? And so, that's a great question. A couple of reasons. At the Inspiration for Your Life show, we really want to build community for ourselves and for other people. I think that's a very important thing. So today's shout out actually goes all the way to our friends at Defying Gravity. Let me say that again. Defying Gravity. Now, gravity, not like gravity of the world, but gravity, Gravita. And this place is located in, yes, New Jersey, but where specifically are they located? They're located right on 211 Newark Pompton Turnpike in Pequannock, New Jersey, 07440. Again, a big shout out to Gravity. So a little bit about them. They claim that their Defying Gravity has grown from basically this lady's family kitchen to a bustling New Jersey shop where everything is small batch, scratch made, and crafted with care by a close knit team of their own family and close friends. Along the way, they said they've had the joy of baking for celebrity chefs and connecting with an incredible community of people who share their passion, their mission to honor tradition while making food that is inclusive, nourishing, and irresistibly, they say, delicious. They believe everyone deserves to feel the joy of a treat made with love without compromise. So they're a nice little coffee shop, but again, they're more than just a shop. They have a food truck. So they have some interesting things that they have. Their menu, just to let you know real quick, at Gravity. Interesting stuff. So they have breakfast like flourless oatmeal pancakes. They have make your own omelets. They have a Dutch baby, a personal skillet topped with caramelized apples, whipped cream. Sounds delicious, doesn't it? Bite-sized stuff like a banana bread plate, house soup and savory scone, avocado toast, sweet potato, bourbon, cherry toast. They've also got classic flatbreads for your lunch, bacon and blue, afternoon acres from the farm. They've got classics with a twist like banana bread, ABJ sandwich, house-made banana bread with almond butter and house-made jam. They've got mac and cheese. Yes, they've got gluten-free. They've got a Parmesan sandwich. They've got calzones and their tea blends. So they have a Rise and Glow. They have a Cozy Chai. They have an Elphaba. They have a Glinda. They have a Gut Goodness. They have a Nurture Me, a Cold Calmer, Relax and Unwind. They have a Slimmer Sipper. So some interesting things that they have at Gravity. So again, this personal shout out is to all the people at Gravity in Pompton, Pequannock, New Jersey. Sorry there. They are 211 Pompton Turnpike. And the reason we are reaching out to it is Gina, who is the founder of this. Good day, Gina. I'm John C. Morley from Inspiration for Your Life, and we're reaching out to you to say thanks for being in business and inspiring us with your passion. But we would love you to visit jcmacademy.com, go to the Contact Us page, and invite us to your facility so you can host us for one of our shows. It won't cost you anything. We do about a 27-minute show. We do about 15 minutes before in the setup, 15 minutes for an author talk, 15 minutes for Q&A, and 15 minutes for an author signing. We'd love to help build and share community with you. So just go to jcmacademy.com and go ahead and check that out. So again, that is Gravity, Gravitea. So without any further ado, guys, let's get into today's show because I know you guys are wondering what that is. So the power of steady trust, building stability in uncertain times. I think when things are uncertain, people decide they want to give up, but that's actually a time when things might actually turn to something great. Today on our show, we're on episode number 6. So it's show 28, episode number 6, How Grace Fills the Gaps. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, once again to the Inspirations for Your Life show. If you have not checked out BelieveMeAchieve.com, go do that after the show is over. If you want to get yourself some tea or maybe RO water or some soda or any other beverage of your choice, or maybe a snack. It could be some candy. It could be some fruit. That's totally up to you. Hey, everyone, I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur, engineer, marketing specialist, of course, video producer, podcast host, coach, keynote speaker, graduate student at Montclair State University, passionate lifelong learner, and grateful now to be a published author. Thank you so much for choosing to join me either live today, this Thursday, July 9, 2026, or on a replay, which works for you as well. Thank you again for joining me on this amazing episode of the Inspirations for Your Life show, where I explore practical principles that help us grow stronger, think wiser, and live with a greater purpose in life. This week's master topic is the power of steady trust, building stability in uncertain times and uncertain worlds. I mean, I know a lot of times people say, this is impossible. You can't do this now, the economy. All these things are just people's minds talking, but they're not the truth. And we'll learn that a little more. So there comes a point, ladies and gentlemen, in every journey where hard work alone isn't enough. It's not about working hard, guys. I'm sorry. You can prepare, plan, learn, and stay disciplined, yet some outcomes remain, outside your control. That doesn't mean you have failed. Let me get that right off the plate. It means life is reminding you that growth isn't created only through effort. Yeah, don't just work hard and think you're going to succeed, because you won't. Sometimes progress requires patience, perspective, support, and the willingness to let solutions develop in their own time. Now, today, I'm exploring 30 principles that show how trusting the process allows gaps to become opportunities instead of obstacles. Are you ready, guys? Let's dive right in. Number 1, not everything is solved by effort alone. Hard work matters, yes, but it cannot control every outcome. Some solutions require wisdom, patience, and timing that effort alone can't even shake a stick at. Number 2, timing plays a critical role in outcomes. The right opportunity at the wrong time often produces disappointment and a lot of frustration. Preparation and timing work together to create this unbreakable recipe of success. Number 3, support often appears when you stay consistent. I said you need 2 things for success. You need consistency and you need structure. Now, just because you've done it today and it hasn't shown up doesn't mean you need to stop. It means you need to keep going. When you continue showing up with integrity and perseverance, help often arrives from unexpected places. It's the belief and the fact that you're looking for it and believing in it allows it to come through. When we say, it's not working, even if the opportunity was right smack in front of your face, you would just miss it all the time. Consistency creates opportunities for others to contribute. I think that's a very important thing, guys. Number 4, you cannot force every result. Don't even try. Some outcomes develop naturally over time. Trying to force them often creates frustration instead of progress. Number 5, guys, space allows better solutions to form. Stepping back creates room for new ideas and fresh perspectives. Space often reveals possibilities that pressure keeps hiding. Number 6, gaps are part of the growth system. Every challenge reveals an area where growth is still, in development, right? In progress. Those gaps are invitations to learn rather than a command for us to think we failed, because we haven't failed unless we've quit. Taking a pause doesn't mean we failed. Number 7, what you cannot do alone can still be completed. Okay? What you cannot do alone can still be completed. No one succeeds entirely alone. If you think they do, well, you're missing something. There's always somebody behind the scenes. Learning when to seek help demonstrates wisdom, not weakness. All right, that's important, guys. Number 8, relief often comes unexpectedly. Solutions don't always arrive accordingly to your schedule or to your own timeline or to your specifications, but they come. Remaining open allows you to recognize opportunities you may have otherwise overlooked. And the opportunity might have been there for days, for weeks, for months, but because you were blinded from it, you never saw it. Number 9, patience allows external help to arrive. When we make the decision to stop rushing every outcome, people, ideas, and opportunities often seem to magically appear at exactly the right moment in time. Patience creates room for unexpected support. So why don't we start living our life on patience instead of trying to rush every moment away? Number 10, effort is important, but not everything. Success requires discipline, but it is also about understanding our perspective. Knowing when to push and when to pause is part of lasting wisdom. You have to know when to take a break, right? All successful people know that it's time to rest. Rest is a very important part of success. You cannot keep going 24/7. You say, well, gee, I got to work 24/7. That doesn't work, okay? Working where you take a break is where the short-term memory gets committed to the long-term and allows you to become more creative. The other way seems to put money maybe in your pocket, but it's eventually going to cause burnout, and you're not going to be able to last very long on that. So, number 11, breakthroughs happen in space, not pressure. Constant pressure limits creativity. Sometimes people have to learn a hard lesson to figure this out. Giving yourself room to think often produces the breakthrough you've been searching for your entire life. Number 12, not all problems require immediate action. Some situations improve with thoughtful observation rather than an instant reaction. Wisdom often begins by slowing down. I found this to be true that, when we're pushing for an answer, we're not going to get it. When we think about it and we just kind of allow it to just drift, suddenly we get this mini epiphany. Like, oh, now I see this from a different light. Now I get a different perspective. Number 13, some answers arrive through time, as I said. Experience reveals truths that cannot be rushed. Time has a remarkable way of bringing clarity to confusing solutions. How? It's the old concept of letting go and letting flow. You see, people think when you let go and you lose control, you're giving up control. You're actually gaining more control because more comes back to you. Number 14, you are not meant to carry everything alone. Strong people are willing to accept encouragement, advice, and assistance. Shared burdens become lighter, and shared wisdom produces better decisions. Number 15, progress includes unseen assistance. Many victories are made possible by circumstances, opportunities, encouragement, and lessons that are not immediately obvious. Growth is often supported by influences working quietly behind the scenes, right? Behind the scenes. How many people, when you do a TV show or you watch a big production, whether it be Disney or any other thing, any other theme park, it could be Universal or even a parade, there's so many people that were behind the scenes that made that happen. The people that built the float, the people that promoted the parade, the drivers in the float, the security that's there, all the broadcast media, right? There's so much going on, but I think we don't focus our attention on them because we're just looking at the float, right? All the people that from the flower shops that put those floats together, right? Then you got the handyman that actually built the floats. You got the people that manufactured the gasoline so that you could get the float going, or now it's electric, or the people that made the batteries. You get my point. Number 16, flow improves when control is reduced. So if you let go, you allow the flow. Little thing I came up with. Let go and allow the flow. Trying to control every outcome often creates unnecessary stress and a ton of frustration. When you focus on doing your best and release what you cannot control, progress becomes more natural. Confidence grows when you trust both your preparation and the process. So what's my message? Let it go and it'll flow. Okay. When your values, actions, and goods work together, better decisions become easier. Number 17, alignment creates momentum because your energy is no longer divided. Progress accelerates when every part of your life points in the same direction. But you can't do this when you're trying to control everything. Number 18, rest creates clarity. Well, I have no time to rest. You need to rest. Constant activity can cloud good judgment, okay? Taking time to rest allows your mind to process information, recognize patterns, and discover solutions that busyness often hides. And as I said, it takes the short-term memory and puts it into our long-term memory. That's another great benefit of rest, okay? Number 19, over-effort can book and block the insights that we're meant to get. Working harder is not always the answer. Pushing beyond healthy limits can create exhaustion that makes simple solutions difficult to recognize. People say, well, you're not working hard enough. That's people's mentality, but it's not the truth. A person that worked hard didn't gain success alone by just working hard. Balance allows wisdom to replace frustration. There's got to be a balance of work, creativity, and structure. Number 20, grace appears in unexpected timing. I love this one. Some of life's greatest opportunities arrive when you least expect them. Looking back, many delays prove to have protected you or prepared you for something better. That's the thing I want to leave with today. Maybe we don't have what we want today, but we know it's going to come exactly as we want, or we're going to get something even better. Timing often makes sense only in the hindsight. And we go through lots of frustration, all because, we're not getting it on our timeline. Who says it has to be on our timeline? Us, right? But if we just let go and let it flow and it just sort of comes in, it's like a blessing. Holding tightly to one outcome can prevent you from seeing better possibilities. Releasing unnecessary control creates space for new opportunities, fresh ideas, and healthier perspectives. Openness allows growth to continue. I'm going to repeat what I said before. Let it go, and it will flow. But you can't just do this once. Say, okay, I let it go. It didn't flow. How long did you do it for? Oh, I don't know, 5 minutes. You got to embrace it more than that. More than a day, more than several days. You need to make it part of your lifestyle. And I know that's hard for a lot of people, but it is the truth. Number 22, solutions often come from outside thinking. The answer you need may come from a conversation, a mentor, a book, or a completely different perspective. Staying teachable allows wisdom to enter from places you never expected. People that are closed-minded, people that say they know everything, don't. Great solutions often begin with listening and being open to new perspectives. Number 23, not every gap is yours to fill, so don't feel the responsibility that you have to. Some of these responsibilities, belong to others, and some situations simply require time and patience. Learning what is truly yours to carry protects your energy and helps you focus where you can make the greatest difference. Wisdom includes healthy boundaries. I think that's another thing we miss in life. We get stuck in this rat race or being on let's say this wheel, the hamster wheel. And we keep pedaling and pedaling and pedaling, because if we don't pedal, we're going to fall off. But what we don't realize is that if we pedal slow, the wheel will still stay in balance and we don't have to be this crazy person, right? We can still be on that hamster wheel nice and slow. The wheel will balance. We won't fall off and we won't be out of energy. Plus, we can also get off the wheel without any kind of endangerment to ourselves or the animal. Number 24, support systems matter. Strong relationships provide encouragement, accountability, and perspective during difficult seasons. When I say a season, I'm not talking about, winter, spring, summer, fall. I'm talking about the seasons of your life. Seasons of things like a frustration period, a success period, period. Like, why is this always me, period, right? Success becomes more sustainable when we build a community that strengthens rather than drains you. You know people that drain you because when you're around, it's like, oh my gosh, when are we going to ever leave these people? I can't stand this, right? You know what I mean. And we don't have to name people. But when you're around certain people, they fuel you. So here's the lesson. The lesson is you don't have to be over nice by always being around certain people. You could still be polite and say, hey, I've got something else to do, maybe another time. Because that person drains you. You may only want to be around them 10 minutes. And that's nothing with you. It's because of their energy. We're not here to fix other people, okay? That's not what we're here to do. People that want to be fixed, that's great. But we're not here trying to get them to change their lives. If they don't want to change their life, I don't force them. I don't make people come and watch my show or listen to it. If you don't want to change your life, if you're happy with the way your life's going, great, then you don't need my content. But if you want to make your life better, which I haven't met too many people that don't want to make their lives better. I don't care whether they have a penny, whether they have billions of dollars. They still want to make their life better. I met a gentleman several months ago for respect and privacy. I'm not going to name the person's name. We were having a conversation on the plane. And he was telling me about all this money he had and how he had all these different shops, but he wasn't yet fulfilled. He wasn't yet happy. So this proves people that have money are not always happy. They may have every single resource they have, but they might be missing some things. They may be poor in other areas. So we need to balance all of that, okay? Number 25, balance requires a release. Let it go and it will flow. A healthy life is built on knowing what to hold on to and what to let go. Releasing unnecessary pressure creates room for peace, creativity, and better decisions. Now, balance is created through intentional choices. Where do they come from? Inside, which comes from our core values. And I mentioned before on the other day's show, your core values might have changed when you're younger. But as you get older, those core values are becoming more cement. You know what it is you're not going to stand for. And you know what you want and don't want in your life. Number 26, space invites better outcomes. Not every moment needs to be filled with activity. Creating space for reflection often leads to clearer thinking and stronger decisions. Now, quiet moments frequently produce meaningful breakthroughs. When you just sit there and you just kind of like have a moment, whether it's a cup of tea, whether it's doing some breathing exercises that I've shared with you, it gets you to tune into who you are. Another great exercise of mine I love, especially in the summertime, you can just, take your socks and shoes off and put your feet on the grass or the dirt and stand there and feel the energy of yourself connected with Mother Earth. That's another great one that allows us to return back to Earth. And a lot of people, they're too much in the hustle and bustle that, oh my gosh, they wouldn't dare take off their shoes. But it's that humbleness, it's that connection back to the earth that allows Mother Earth to keep supplying us with great gifts. Number 27, pressure blocks clarity. So why the heck are we doing it? When everything feels urgent in life, nothing is urgent. I mean, I know people that, everything becomes this disaster. Everything becomes an emergency. It's not an emergency. It becomes difficult to think objectively. You remember the story I shared with you about the boy who cried wolf, right? He cried wolf the first time, and the townspeople came out. They weren't happy. Second time, he cried wolf again because he just wanted to. And they warned him, and they came out. The third time, he cried wolf again. And the real wolf was there. And they're like, we're not coming out this time. Reducing unnecessary pressure allows your mind to focus on solutions instead of stress. Why did I say this? When we cry wolf in our own life, when we do this and we get attention, and there is no reason for the attention, people are like, hey, all this person is an attention seeker, right? And I think we have to be selective on when we're trying to get attention. All right. There's got to be a limit to how we do that. We can't just call the at anyone card. Like if you're on social media and you do it at anyone, I don't know about you, but that's going to get me annoyed if you keep tagging everyone in the group when this is just not relative and it's going to come up like spam and I'm going to want to get out of that group. Okay. Calm thinking almost always produces better judgment. People don't do it because they fall into this, what I want to call frustration trap. Number 28, trust allows resolution. Trust does not eliminate challenges. Let's be clear on that, but it changes how you respond to them. I'd rather somebody be proactive than be reactive. Reactive happens because something that happened to you. Can you be proactive with something happening? Sure, you can. You can have a game plan that, okay, if this happens, I get it. I'm going to be proactive. So I'm going to forecast what could happen in that situation. So I'm ready. Instead of reacting with fear and these deep emotions that are going to just frustrate you and frustrate others because, I don't know, you dropped a glass, right? Or maybe you happen to bump into a chair and you're not harmed, but you got to sound the fire alarm, right? Do we pull the fire alarm at school or at business just because, somebody might light a candle? Do we pull the fire alarm? No. We don't pull the fire alarm until we actually smell something burning. Now, usually something burning, we're going to look to our left and see, oh, okay, it was just a little fire in a pot, but it's out, so we don't pull it. But if we can't usually within a short period of time, I mean like 3 seconds, figure out if it's a fire or not, we just pull the fire alarm, right? But we can't pull fire alarms in our life every day because we're glutton for attention. People will sense that and not want to be around you. Instead of reacting with fear, you move forward with confidence, knowing that every experience has something valuable to teach you. There's a fire, I'm going to pull the fire alarm, okay? There was a stupid issue. I think it was a few weeks ago, one of the hotels. It was actually a Fairfield hotel. I think it was in Nebraska. And it was absolutely insane. The guy smelled smoke. So he went in to tell the front night manager that he smelled smoke. Or fire. And so the guy's like, oh, don't pull the fire alarm. I've got to call the owner first. I'm like, what the heck kind of nonsense is that? I just pull the fire alarm anyway. Like, why do we have to tell the owner? If there's a fire, pull the fire alarm. We don't need to check with the owner. I mean, come on, hello. Trust creates stability during uncertainty. The bad thing is the guy stupidly paid attention to the guy at the desk. He'd tell me not to pull the fire alarm. I'm like, okay, no problem. And I still go to the count. It's on my way out, and I would just pull the fire alarm and just leave. Number 29, some outcomes unfold naturally, others don't. Not every opportunity needs to be forced. Many of the best relationships, ideas, and achievements develop through consistent effort combined with patience. Allowing life to unfold at the proper pace and time often produces, guys, stronger results in your life and others. Grace completes what effort cannot. Number 30, the greatest lesson of today's episode is this, ladies and gentlemen, that your responsibility is to be faithful, do your part. There will always be circumstances beyond your control, but that does not mean progress has stopped. When preparation, perseverance, wisdom, patience, and trust come together, life often provides the missing piece at exactly the right time. As we conclude today's episode, remember that success is not built by effort alone. Effort opens the door, but wisdom, patience, healthy relationships, and trust often determine what happens next. Continue giving your best every day, but don't believe that every answer depends entirely on you. There will be seasons when your greatest strength is not working harder, but trusting deeper. There'll be moments when stepping back creates more progress than pushing forward. And there'll be times when the missing piece arrives only after you've learned to release what you cannot control. Thank you so much for joining me today. This has been Inspirations for Your Life. And check out BelieveMeAchieve.com for more of my amazing, inspiring creations. And again, a great shout out to our friends over at Defying Gravity. We hope to hear from you. Be sure to visit our website to ask us and host us at your cafe. That's jcmacademy.com. Make it a great day, everyone, or a great evening, whenever you're listening. And remember, how you choose to embrace grace might just affect the rest of your life. Take care, everyone, and be well.